It's the 50th anniversary of the Adidas Superstar this year. Anniversaries all over the place. You've got the Air Max 90 in their 30th year. You've got the Air Jordan 5 in their 30th year. And you've got the Adidas Superstar in its 50th year. And I'm sure there are other sneakers out there celebrating anniversaries. And it's time for the Chinese New Year sneakers to drop across all the brands. They always make a big thing about the Chinese New Year sneakers, which for me personally is a big thing too, because it was a Chinese New Year sneaker that really kind of started me off on YouTube and got me into doing a YouTube channel for sneakers. So all in all, it's like a big thing. And of course, Adidas, I love my Adidas branding. I love my Adidas clothing. I love my Adidas line being European. I think Europeans have more of an affinity for Adidas than many other places in the world. So all in all, for me, it's always great to get those things together at the channel. An iconic sneaker, an amazing Chinese New Year colorway, and an Adidas sneaker as well. So all in all, I'm very happy to bring you today the Adidas Superstar Lunar New Year. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des Mainichi Absuno de Mainichi Media Decide. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today it's all about that upcoming release of the Adidas Superstar Lunar New Year, which is dropping on January the 24th in about a week's time. And like I said at the top of the video, the Superstar is 50 years old. Now this might surprise you, but I'm only 43. A lot of people think I'm a lot older, and it's got a lot to do with the color of my hair, and that's fine. I don't mind how old people think I am, but what I am not is older than the Superstar. I was really surprised to see that the Adidas Superstar is now 50 years old. It's a really iconic silhouette. I mean, it's one of those shoes you look at and you're like, yeah, I know what that is. Even if you don't know what name it is, you see it and you're like, it's the toe, right? It's that rubber kind of solid toe, which is usually in contrast to the rest of the upper, so like a blue upper with that white toe on there. And so Superstars are an iconic colorway, easily identified. Everybody knows what they are. And then here we have them tying up that 50th anniversary with the Chinese New Year, calling it the Lunar New Year. And as I said at the top of the video, it was a Chinese New Year that got me kind of started on the line towards having a ShoeTube channel on YouTube. And it was the 2017 Ultra Boost Uncaged Chinese New Years that I got, and when I opened the box, I was just blown away with how beautiful they were. So I have always sort of liked the Chinese New Years. In fact, I might as well put a link to it. It's something else. Dang! It's the Chinese New Years from Nike last year, and there were tons of them. There was Kyrie 5s, there were Vapor Maxes, there was Air Jordan 12 in there with these really cool panels that you cut away. It was they really went all out on Chinese New Year last year at the Nike brand. And Adidas usually goes pretty hard with the Chinese New Year as well. I think last year it was one of their simpler colorways. I can't remember specifically which one it was. It wasn't like an Ultra Boost or a Yeezy or anything like that. It was similar to these Superstars, but a different one. I can't remember what it was, but I'll just put the link anyway down to last year's Adidas Chinese New Year's. And then here we are again with these guys coming down the line in a week's time on January the 24th, and they are, I think, a really fine looking sneaker. I think what they've done is they've got unique design elements which are in the right balance to the standard design of the shoe. Sometimes when you over design the shoe, it looks ridiculous and nobody will buy it, and sometimes when you under design the shoe, it just looks like a standard general release. But what they've done on these guys is they've managed to balance out with two things. One is the design element, this red and white design element, and the other one is gold accents. So we'll be looking at the red and white design elements and the gold accents of these Superstars just as soon as you've subscribed to the channel. Hit subscribe down below, please, and also don't forget the like button. It's very important to like a video. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do say at the start of every one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. あとはいいねをクリックすると助かるので、その2点よろしく onegaishimasu. Okay, let's get into these guys. And I did say there are 3 parts to it. There's the standard colorway, there's the red and white patterning, and then there's the gold detailing. And I think I'll start at the back and work my way forward. So the place to start with is that heel tab on the back, which is in gold with black lettering and the black trefoil branding on there, and Adidas. And it's a pretty big chunk of gold, and normally a big chunk of gold like this on the back of a sneaker would be kind of overpowering, but as far as I'm concerned, it looks pretty good. And I think it looks pretty good because gold and red go well together, and you can see the top line of the sneaker is white and red because of the lining, and that red element of it on the gold really looks well together. But then right beside that, before we go into the lining, let's just look down onto the predominant color from the upper. They're saying black, I'm saying grey. Now this reminds me of the Oski SB Dunk Highs, I think they were, Link, where I saw dark green, but everybody else saw black. And then these guys here, I can't see anything but dark grey, and not black, but the promotional materials say black. Now this is the problem with not having sneakers in hand, and the dream for the channel is to get sneakers in hand by tying this channel up with one of the Tokyo sneaker stores. So fingers crossed, as we keep growing, we'll be able to do that. It's another reason to hit the subscribe button to help the channel to grow, so that I can approach one of those stores and then get sneakers in hand more often. But from what I'm looking at here, with only pictures to go on, I'm seeing a very dark grey rather than black. It'll be interesting to see when these guys drop on January the 24th exactly what that is. But that is the predominant colour of the upper. And then if we'll go forward a bit before we go into the lining, and we'll look at the 3-stripe branding on the side. I do think it's cool. I like the red and white, and especially like the patterned effect of it. So it's not just like a geometric pattern, but a floral kind of pattern. But I also like the fact that the word superstar is there in gold. So that's another hit of that gold that we saw on the heel a couple of minutes ago. So you've got the gold writing on there, and then you've got the 3-stripe branding and the red and white color in that patterning. So for me, that really works, and it especially works because of that gray upper, which it sort of contrasts with really well. So I like the look of that. In total, I think it looks really great. But then, like I said, it's not too far to go and have a look at the lining on the inside, which again is that red and white patterning. And again, it's not geometric, it's kind of floral in a way. And that comes right up onto the top line. And gives us a really cool look and a really cool pattern there. What is interesting, if we look at that, is you can see the lining very clearly, and you can define the pattern very clearly. But what you can't define very clearly is what's on the back of the tongue. Now, I'm sure something's on the back of the tongue. You can see from the picture behind me here that there's some kind of patterning in that red and white, but it looks slightly different to the lining on these guys. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on the back of the tongue there, but it'll be interesting to see when you get these guys in hand. And then if you flip that tongue around and you have a look at the front of the tongue with the branding on there, you can see that the branding is in red and white as well, but it's undesigned. It's just your standard Adidas branding. So instead of being like some kind of Chinese New Year patterning or something like that, it's just a very simple red and white Adidas Superstar patterning on the front. And that helps us to lead down from that tongue through the laces, which are in the same color as the upper, and then onto that toe box, which is the iconic Superstar toe box on the front of these guys. So you've got a really good blend between the standard kind of superstar colorways, standard superstar detailing, everything's standard in a superstar you've got on here, but then you've got those hits of patterning and hits of color which elevate them above. Just a quick look on the underside at the outsole, you can see is your standard sort of superstar outsole with no special detailing or coloring on there at all. So but I think if you look at the sneaker all in all, take a look at the whole thing, you can see that it's a really fine looking sneaker. It's got that great balance, like I said earlier, between the patterning and the design elements and then the standard elements of the colorway and the unique the silhouette that is the Superstar silhouette. So it's a great sneaker to kick off the 50th year of the Superstar Chinese New Year season as well. So I think all in all, it's going to be an absolutely popping sneaker, and it's actually going to sell out pretty fast if you ask me. I think for sure these guys are going to be hot, and they're going to get hot pretty quick. So yes, it's a big yes for me. Very nice looking sneaker. Very good job from the Adidas line. And I do also an extension to things. I do drop a little game at the channel, so we're getting to move into that game where we look at the rarest sneakers in the world in hand. Tomorrow, Shoe Butter will be back with one of those rare sneakers, and I have given you 4 hints so far this week, which were Fred Jones, player exclusive, Pacers, and yellow and white. And then today is the final hint, which is AJ13. So if you can work out what rare sneaker in hand Shoe Butter is going to bring us tomorrow, drop me with a comment down below. Fred Jones, player exclusive, Pacers, yellow and white, AJ13, and hopefully you'll be able to work out which sneaker it's going to be. For now though, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content. It's a pleasure to do this every single day for you guys, and drop you that content, upcoming releases, these Superstar Lunar New Year's coming on January the 24th. We'll be back on Monday with another one of these videos, but tomorrow it is that sneaker in hand to look forward to with the rarest sneakers in the world. I might as well put a link ding to the playlist of the rarest sneakers in the world. But for now, time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and as I do this every single day, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.